Okay, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. Give me a sec to do my auto sync as usual. Okay. I'm in a little different location than where we left off last time, and as is kind of obvious, I've... Sorry, frame loss. Quite a few extra souls. I went and helped some more people with the gargoyles because I found out that you need 14 strength to use the heavy crossbow. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get enough souls, so we'll have to get that last point after killing the next boss. Anyways. The reason I'm going the long way rather than just up the ladder to go back to that door on the dragon bridge is because I figured, why not? I'll try taking havel down. I could use the ring. Just picking off these guys to clear a path to the shop. I'm not quite sure why I am, to be honest. Well, I haven't done any gear upgrading, memory serves. Since the last video. Also have a couple extra Estus from people kindling the bonfire back in front of the gargoyles while I was waiting to be summoned. Longsword. Fortunately, to get back to havel, go all the way back here, up to where the Taurus demon was. Extra souls are extra souls. Yeah. And if you're wondering why I have to do the audio sync at the start of each video, I actually have to trim off the front of it because I'm using Audacity to record full screen for the audio. And Audacity will only start if you have it in focus. I gotta take out the crossbow guy. Completely forgot about him. See, did that spear guy follow me up before? Nope, he didn't. Where did he go? Guard down. I need to switch to a heavy shield when I get the chance so I can shield bash to at least make up for the fact that I can't kick with the crossbow, but havel is right down here. You can only open this door early on if you have the master key. Otherwise, you get the key to it. Crap, I don't remember when you actually get the key to that door. What I recommend doing if you're fighting him and you're not used to it is lure him up to the floor right here, and that way if you get killed by him, which he can do very easily, that's him down there, and as it looks, that mace is quite painful to be hit with. Oh, this could take a bit. Glad my shield can take the hit. I haven't upgraded this thing at all. Really should have upgraded the stability. Unfortunately, me fighting him is going to involve a lot of running away. Normally, what you do is you just backstab him over and over, which I may end up resorting to. Where the hell is it? It's going to take a while since I'm using an unplussed short sword, but it's a lot more effective than using a crossbow. Well, not really. It's a lot safer, is a better way of putting it. You can parry him, but I don't remember the timing for it, and I don't want to risk getting one-shotted by him. So Basically, circle strafe, block any attacks you need to, and yeah, don't do what I just did there. He will not stagger from normal attacks because he has, well, the highest poise armor in the game, pretty much. He's a pretty simple fight once you get used to it. Though he can one-shot you real easy at low levels, even through your guard if you don't have enough stamina. Because that mace is actually quite strong. Or club, I guess you could call it. You get his set in Anor Londo. I'll show it off when I actually get to it. The only thing you get for killing him here is the ring. It's easier if you have under 25% equip burden when you're fighting him, because then you're just a bit quicker. And it makes getting behind him just that much faster after his swings. Yeah, sorry this is taking so long. Unplussed crossbow is, or, no, crossbow, short sword just ain't doing much damage. Ain't, whatever. Also chain backstab it pretty easily, but I'm just not willing to risk not having enough stamina to block his attacks anymore, since I've already got him down this far. So this isn't the first time I've had to kill him with a really crappy weapon. He's got some weird tracking on that swing. I think it's to try and prevent the strategy that most people employ to fight it, in terms of the swing tracking. Usually, if you end up having to block his attack from the two-handed swing, you do not get the time to get behind him and stab him. Same thing with the one-handed, just because it speeds up his recovery a little bit, just like it would when your opponent is using a halberd class weapon. I apologize that this is a boring fight. Not much I can really do about it. Really should have upgraded the short sword. Just gotta try and keep him away from the walls. So I wouldn't be able to get behind him and just keep doing this. Not counting the backstabs, if someone in the comments wants to count how many times it takes to kill this guy, plus however many, feel free. Kind of interesting to find out. Right. His shield actually has a special R2 as well, just like the Stone Giant sword that I mentioned earlier. And it casts a variant of Iron Flesh. I don't remember what the difference is from the actual Iron Flesh spell, but it eats up the shield's durability, and you have to have the shield in a weapon slot to use it. Or main hand slot, I should say. And you have to be two-handing it. So I never really found any use for that ability. Yeah. video. Just if you're doing this backstab strategy, just make sure your guard is dropped before you try and backstab. Otherwise, it won't work. You'll just take a swing at it. Seems to be the easiest way to avoid his attacks is to stick real close to him. Away from the damn wall. The only unfortunate part about this is it's kind of a small area, so he gets against the walls real easy. Yeah, I also have to apologize for how my voice gets picked up. I chose to have the game audio loud and in good quality rather than my voice be overpowering towards it. I don't really know what I'm doing with audio editing, so I can't change the balance of it. Due to my shitty sound card. I can't really do anything better than this. Oh, thank God. Finally over. You get 3,000 souls and Havel's Ring. Definitely better for me than the Tear Stone. Yeah. I can switch to the rest of the Elite Knight set. That's why I went and got that. I'm gonna have to upgrade the gauntlets to really make any use of them. But I can do that at the bonfire. Alright, that's what I picked up that I forgot to mention. I went and got the smith boxes from Andre. They're 2,000 souls each. They'll let you go from +0 to +5, and then you have to return to him to modify to get to +6 if you're going to go that route. Anytime you have to actually modify the weapon, you have to go back to the smith, but the basic upgrades after you've done the initial modify can be done at your bonfire. They come in pretty handy because, well, it just saves a lot of trekking time. Gonna get the point of strength. I'll do my upgrades after capra, I suppose, or I can kill a couple enemies and do that. Guess I can show off one of the farming tricks that exist. It used to be an early game farming method that a lot of people used. I don't know if they still do or not, but basically you just run up here, piss off the Drake. I went far enough out. Oh, yep. And he roasts everything on the bridge. When you come back down to the bonfire, rest, and it'll reset them. And you can just do that over and over to get easy souls. I'm gonna do it a couple times to reinforce the pieces of the Elite Knight set haven't upgraded yet. So, excuse me if that takes a few minutes. Looks like I'm going to skip upgrading the helmet for now. I need to save 9 shards for the heavy crossbow when we get it. So I guess that'll have to do. Yeah. As you can see, our defenses have gotten quite a good deal better. And to get to capra, gotta roast them just to get them out of the way. I might get tagged on the way back. Yep, I'm As you can see, that is extraordinarily painful to be hit with. Hopefully he doesn't decide to roast me again. God, probably would have killed me. It's probably mostly due to my low fire defense. I think it's actually pretty bad at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
I just wanted to check to see if you had any more dialogue. I don't think I had showed that line yet, but... Anyways, this is the door that leads down to the lower burg. You get the key right there in front of the gargoyles. Well, right out in front of the church, I should say. It's that basement key that I picked up. Or in the section that had the halberd behind that gate that the undead closes. Or hollow, I should say. Probably a better term for him. Come right up here. So what I recommend you do the first time you get here is just come straight up here and open this shortcut. That way, in case you die, you have a route from the bonfire right here. Once that's open, all you have to kill is those few enemies before you can get back down here. Which saves a bit of trouble instead of going through the bridge again and getting, well, roasted each time you try and come down. One of the new enemies down here is these freaking dogs. They're not normally that dangerous, but they are quick, and they can cause bleed buildup with their attacks. Even if you guard, it causes some bleed buildup. Really love to know what causes that piercing effect on some crossbow shots. Anyways, there's a couple things down here you generally want to pick up. Right here is the first sorcery trainer, if you have the key. Sorry about skipping that. Which you can buy from the undead male merchant. Right over here is the sorcerer's starting set, along with a catalyst. I'm guessing the reason it's there is just to provide the tool for the...
You opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, a sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels.
Well, basically because you just unlocked the first actual sorcery trainer.
I'm fine. I will rest a while, then return to Firelink Shrine. I have my sorcery, and I will be more cautious next time. Besides, I have an important task at hand.
He's actually using the black sorcerer outfit, not the default starting one, which, if memory serves, is related to essentially the spies of the school. Spies of Vinheim, I should say. I don't know if they're specifically tied to the sorcery school there. Really need a better crossbow soon. Maybe one-shotting these things, but at the same time, capra's going to take a little while, and trying to fight anything that has a decent amount of health or defense like havel is pretty much slamming my head into a brick wall over and over. You'll understand why I dislike capra when I get there. It's mostly due to the size of his arena. And like it says, these doors are going to open, and some hollow thieves are going to come out once you get far enough forward. There we go. If you have a long enough weapon, you can actually hit them through the doors before they pop out, but wouldn't really work for me because of what I'm using. Fortunately, there's 4 at once, so this could actually potentially get me killed. Thankfully, only a couple of them decided to come up here. cause bleed buildup. I don't remember how much their actual bleed is. Basically, bleed buildup, if I haven't already explained in one of the videos. When your meter fills up, you take a percentage of your health and damage based off the bleed damage of what dealt it to you. Bandit's knife. Thief starter weapon. The thief set is also down here in one of these rooms on the side. There's another of those ambushes later on, but it's mail breaker. There's only one of those per run. It's kind of a piece of crap. This is only a 3-man ambush. Is the 4-man one is later, or am I thinking of something else? So those hollow thieves like to sit in ambush locations and stuff like that. Try and catch you unaware. They can parry and also backstab if memory serves, if you give them the chance. And those stupid throwing knives. Basically designed to keep pressure on you, from what I can tell. Yeah, sorry I'm retreating so far, I'm just trying to get a chance to actually hit them. Killed. Fast enemies are definitely going to be a problem with this set. Playthrough, I should say. I'm just hoping I at least have 5 Estus flasks by the time I reach Capra. I'm intending to fight him with one of the cheap strategies, unfortunately, just because of the attack delay the crossbow creates. It leaves you open for too long for that fight in his little arena. Okay, nothing in that room. Thief set of memory serves. Yep. You also get the target shield from that. It's really good for parrying, but not so much for blocking. There's an extended parry window. Yeah, that's really all there is to say about it. Down this way. There's actually a second one right around this corner to the left, waiting to ambush you. Trying to tag him around the corner. Come on. Bandit's knife. Yay. Bandit's knives have, if memory serves, the highest critical multiplier outside of the DLC content, if not the entire game. I can't remember if it's entire game or not. And what a critical multiplier does, let me open it up. Where it says critical on there, you get that much % extra bonus damage against, or when you're backstabbing or riposting. I don't remember if it applies to anything else. That can make for some absurd numbers if you're fully upgrading the weapon and riposting left, right, and center. The highest bleed damage is off of the weapons you get from the Painted World. I'll show that stuff later. They're both dexterity based. One's the Life Hunt Scythe created from Priscilla's Soul. Another boss that I don't really care to kill all that much. I might not actually show the fight with her because there's no point for me. and it would be a pain in the ass. Anyways.
Used to have your senses about you. Why won't you buy some of my moss? I need your souls.
Meet the undead female merchant. She sells moss, poison-throwing knives, dung pies, which are... I had never really found a use for them outside of PvP. Some players have found ways to use them to cheese certain fights, but I don't know how to do it. Alluring skulls, which I showed off earlier. Charcoal pine resin, which creates a weak flame enchantment on your weapon. She sells transient curses in case you run out. I think that's the only reason for it. To go down to the New Londo ruins, the rotten pine resin, homeward bones, prism stones, 1 humanity, and I don't remember how many purging stones in total she sells. She also sells your special arrows, the poison, and does she sell the fire? Yes, she does. Yeah. Poison arrows are pretty useful in certain areas due to the fact that in Orlando you can pick off the snipers with those and go get something to eat while they just die from the poison. You don't have to actually do damage with the arrow itself to cause the auxiliary effect. So even if you don't have the dexterity to use the longbow or short bow, whatever you're using, you can still poison them with them. It just may take a few shots to line up the proper angle for hitting them. Sorry, I just figured I'd see if that thing would drop humanity. But that's how you open up the gate and the shortcut back to Firelink Shrine. Yeah, I'm not gonna go rest, just gonna go try and take out Capra. This should be interesting. Never fought Capra with a crossbow before. Never even tried. Plunging attack? No. That's for that archer. Yeah. That's pretty much the lower undead burg. Completely, as far as I'm aware. The door back there, you get the key from it for beating the Capra demon up here, and it leads down to the depths, which is the next area after here. Some players will wait on doing the depths until they have the gold serpent ring, simply so they can get a better chance of getting Kirk's drops. I don't really care about them, so I'm just going to show you where he spawns. If I feel like going human form at that point, I will, and I'll show the fight with him. He's real easy to beat. He shows up in 3 or 4 locations every time he's in a relatively bad spot. Don't need either of those, or that right now. Making sure I don't switch off my Estus. Excuse me. Anyways. Now, one of the strategies for fighting Capra is to go right up here. Ow. And you can just camp up here after the dogs are dead. And he will repeatedly miss you and just fall down there. The reason I'm using this is simply because of the attack delay from the crossbow. Normally I don't use this strategy. I fight him down at the bottom in melee. Oop. Keep your guard up when he gets close, because obviously he can still hit you if you're using this one. For melee strategies, generally use a rapier or something you can attack with when you're guarding, so you can pick off the dogs as fast as possible. And once the dogs are gone, he's a pretty simple fight. He's not a hard boss, he's just got a really bad location. The arena's just too small from the crossbow to do any good here. That's why I just did not want to deal with it. You can also do this with a melee weapon and use leaping attacks from up here, or plunging attacks. What is he doing? And do it that way if you're having trouble with the boss. But all in all, I don't really like using that strategy. It's just kind of cheap. So, I don't know why that's there. But, yeah, that's the capra demon. Real easy if you cheap him out with with that, or if you have enough stamina to at least block some of his attacks. Alright, another interesting note, I hadn't noticed until now that attacking with the crossbow doesn't actually use any stamina. I'm just gonna run up to Firelink and get my Estus back before going to the depths. But, yeah. It's actually a relatively good weapon for turtlers now that I think about that. I decided I'm not going to mess with the slimes at all. I'm just going to... Or not going to sit and farm the slimes. I'll get my large shards from the slugs, so there won't be another break right there, hopefully. Just record this set, get the files saved, and set aside, and I'll upload both this and the depths while I'm sleeping. So it is going to take a while. I think around Sens is when I'll switch to the standard bolts just for the extra damage. Oh, right. Here's Mr. Sorcery Trainer.
Oh, hello. I regret meeting you under such compromising circumstances. At least we both made it back unscathed. Incidentally, would you care to learn any sorceries? You're clearly talented, and besides, I owe you. Of course, we will require some materials, but I'm happy to teach you some elementary spells. Are you interested? Splendid. Very well. I am pleased to have a chance to give something back. Well then, let's get started straight away.
Well, I actually do want to get one of his rings, because I'm going to use Power Within later in the game, which you pick up down in Blighttown, and the ring I want to get from him is the Lingering Dragon Crest. Extends the length of buffs, and with Power Within, that actually reduces the self-damage from it. Well, speed, I should say. And he sells quite a few useful spells. Unfortunately, he does not sell the ones I need. Since I can't use any direct offensive spells, he's not really all that helpful. Magic Shield can be good for certain setups.
Goodbye,
but
then. Do stay safe.
It doesn't last very long. Same thing with Great Magic Shield. Even with the Lingering Dragon Crest. Was I leveling up? Right, I was going to level up Vitality to 20 and then get Faith up to 14 for heal. Okay. Now, go down and deal with the zombie dragon while I'm at it, since I'm here, so I can go get the shield from him. I don't remember if it'll be an improvement over this or not. I just feel like getting him out of the way. Right, there's a couple important items down in the depths, at least in my opinion, that you can use to help quite a bit. If you start as a bandit, one of them you do not need, and that's the spider shield. Or you can do the run for the red tearstone ring, which will also get you a spider shield. The reason that's important is any poison or toxin attacks that hit the shield itself do not cause their poison or toxin effects to build up on you. And in Blighttown, it's quite helpful to not have to deal with that, just because pretty much everything down there can poison you. And toxin is essentially a much stronger version of poison. Anyways, there's some dragon just right up here. There's another fight that it's generally safer just to fight him from a distance if you're going to kill him, simply because of the really small ledge you have to fight him on if you're trying to melee him. And he'll either wake up if you attack him, or try and take the shield that we're killing to get. It's gonna take a little bit. Right, the Capra Demon can actually drop his machete in that fight, but I've never had it happen. It's a relatively good strength-based weapon. It gets up to A scaling at plus 15, or is it 14 that it switches to that? I don't remember which. And its attack power gets pretty high. The only weapon I know of off the top of my head that has better scaling is the Demon's Great Axe, which drops off Taurus Demons. You get more chances to get both of them later on in the game down in the Demon Ruins, where both of those enemies are no longer mini-bosses, they're just there. Especially Taurus Demons. That's them. I don't know the odds of them dropping, but to my memory, it's not all that great on either of them. I've had a friend of mine get it from the Capra Demon fight in terms of the machete, but that's about it. Killing that, you get a Dragon Scale, 3,000 souls, and the Dragon Crest Shield without having to worry about being attacked. It's got really high fire defense. I don't remember if there's any shields other than Black Iron and the Black Knight shield, which are better than hitting fire defense, and it's not that heavy. Basically, if you're fighting magic or lightning, stick to the heater shield, but since we won't be, I'll be switching to the Dragon Crest for now. Because, to be honest, it just looks better than the heater shield. If memory serves, it also requires Twinkling Titanite to upgrade this thing. I won't be upgrading shields much until I get the Eagle Shield, which is down in Blighttown. Yay. Upgrading a shield oftentimes will increase its stability, which reduces the amount of stamina consumed when you walk. So if you're trying to build a turtle strategy, you want as stable of a shield as you can get, which, if memory serves, the one with the most stability, at least right out the box, is the Great Shield of Artorias. However, the stability on that never increases through upgrades. So don't bother upgrading it at all. It's just a waste of souls and Demon Titanite. To get that, you enhance the shield to 10, then take it to Anor Londo and the Giant Blacksmith with Sif's Soul. That soul, however, can be used to make multiple other weapons. such as the Greatsword of Artorias and the Cursed version. The regular version, well, I should say the non-cursed, you get by using a +10 broken straight sword or straight sword hilt, the weapon you started off with in the beginning of the game. And broken straight swords, if you don't want to lose the hilt, you can farm them off those basic Zerg style enemies. To get the cursed version, you use any other sword at +10. The cursed version is pure physical damage and can affect the ghosts down in the New Londo ruins. The non-cursed version is magic and physical. The magic scales off both your faith and your intelligence, and the physical scales off both your strength and dexterity. It can end up being the strongest weapon in the game if memory serves, but it takes a lot of stat investments to do so. Anyways, I'm gonna cut this video off here. Next video will be the depths. Anyways,